Now we're on to video number 2. As you can see here, this is the field I fly out of. I'm at the kind of west end of the field. The sun at the angle there, I'm trying to avoid it. It's been trampled pretty darn good, and there's only a few areas where I can touch down on. I'm going to try to do it around here somewhere, or I might do a long pass over behind the grid there. Anyway, you can see the plane here and everything. I've already done one video. My landing wasn't the greatest, but we're hoping that the second one will be better. Firing up the DX6i. Flip the plane over. Now I've already done one landing with this, so there's a little bit of snow on the skis, but it'll blow off. It tends to blow off pretty quickly when you come in there. And we dropped in our battery, and we're good to go. Now, the thing is, we're probably at about -6, -7 degrees C. Just going to do a quick test here. Yeah, everything's working. You can see how the control surfaces have handled a nice landing the last time. Yep, and our motor's ready to go, and we're all set. So, I'll just set the plane down for a minute here. Grab my radio. Now, the wind is very light, so it's a perfect day to fly. It makes it a little challenging having a short area to work with, but we'll do our best. Now, because of the nature of this, I feel safer hand launching than and up we go. You can see how this thing climbs up really nice here. We're just gonna go back to about 60% throttle here and fly around. Hopefully you guys are getting a good view of this here. As you can see, the plane flies really quite close to stock with, yeah, there's a chunk of snow that just blew off. Yeah, good. I'm glad. Very responsive. See how quiet it is. I'm going to do a low pass here right away into the wind here, so just give me a second. Yeah, see? There she is. I'm just going to bring her down a bit here. Actually, I'm going to glide in. See, so you can see the glide characteristic here. See, without stalling, I can easily bring it in for a nice gentle glide. See? I'm going to give her some throttle here, about half throttle, just so we're not stalling. Nice low pass. See how quiet that is, eh? Pretty quiet. Flies great. I'm going to start bringing it around. I'm going to get her to climb up a bit, and then I'll do some... the wind up top is a little higher than down at ground level, but yeah, that's nominal. There's a nice loop. Beautiful. Like I said, you can see easily that this thing handles the skis really nicely. Again, they're cut back, so I've got about 1.25 inches wide. They're about 6.5 inches long to the tip, just before the curling up at the tip. But there we go. So we're flying along here, and we'll kick it around and do a loop, or not a loop, just kind of an inverted half loop, I guess. But you can see how this thing handles things really well. She wants to fly, so that's all good. Trim is fairly close to what it is with wheels, as I said before in video number 1. For those of you who watched video 1, hopefully it turned out okay. If not, I'll be using this video. Hopefully I can do a better landing than the last time. Got a bit of crosswind here, as you can see, but she's flying nice. Turns beautifully. I'll do another low pass here. Gotta be careful when I do that, because when the wind grabs it, it really grabs it. Slows her down quite a bit. Now the skis do add some drag, but not very much. I've got them angled about 20 degrees from horizontal. Plane handles them beautifully though. You can see how even coming around here, you know, I'm trying to do this so you get lots of good shots of the plane with the skis on it. Hopefully it's showing up fairly well. I don't know what the field of view of this camera is really and how close I am to my viewpoint. I'm going to tilt my cap up a little there. Hopefully that helped. But she's very responsive. 0% expos, 85 rudder, and 100% elevator is what I'm using. But I do have the capability on a mix to do 100% if I want on the rudder. I don't need it normally for normal flying. I like to have a fairly authoritative rudder though, because then I can do tighter turns, and it helps when you're coming in under low flying conditions. I'm just going to knock it down to about 55%. She cruises nice, 55 to 60%. Doesn't fly fast, but in windier conditions I usually fly 60, sometimes a little bit more, but usually 60 is adequate to keep her flying into the wind. I don't usually fly in winds more than about, I don't know, probably, say 20 kilometers an hour, you know, 16 miles an hour, 15. That's about the absolute fastest I normally fly in, or fastest wind, because anything more than that, and it's very difficult to bring it in because she wants to lift so much. And then of course when you start cutting the throttle back and try to get the nose down, you run into a condition where you can almost stall it. It's really hard to bring her in. You know, but the nice thing is with a wind like that is you can almost land vertically. You know, the takeoff, the landing roll or landing skid in this case would be, you know, orders of like 3 or 4 feet. You know, quite nice. But anyway, we're doing pretty good so far. Still got about 6 minutes left on flight time. I don't think I'll take it right to the full 12 here with this. I'm running a 1000 milliamp LiPo 2S. Works great on this plane. I can fly nominal just like I would in the spring with this thing. But here we go. We'll do a nice little overpass here. There we are. Beautiful. Hopefully you guys can see the plane. I know it's harder when it's further away. I'm going to bring it around. There's a good overpass there. Yeah, hopefully the sun didn't get in the way too much there. But she scoots along nice. I'm not sure what the flight speed is here. If I had to guess, I'd say probably 25 kilometers an hour or something, maybe 30. No, maybe a bit more. I don't know. It's going along pretty good though. See, and yeah, as you can see here, we've got lots of the winds come up a little bit, but I'm hoping that you guys are able to see this. This 3-blade though is very smooth on this, and I prefer using the 3-blade on this plane because the flight envelope is so much easier to control. See, like I'm running at 50% throttle here. Now I'm going to gun it up here and see how it just climbs up nice. I don't have any trouble with the airplane at all. I can easily get it to climb up 10-20 feet in a pinch really easy. I'm going to run a bit higher than 55, maybe 57% here, just because the wind is a little aggressive today. But she flies smooth, very quiet. As you can see, it's like almost whisper quiet. It's kind of insane how quiet this plane actually is. Well, you heard it on takeoff. It's not a very noisy motor anyway, but it's even better with the there we go. Nice little slow flyby for you folks. You know, nice and easy. The thing that makes this plane a very nice winter plane is the slow flight characteristics of this aircraft really do make it nice, because you can, you know, when I'm in a narrow area like this, I can actually do some things like bring it in nice and slow and low, and I've got lots of control even though it's a 3-channel aircraft, you know. And you can see the field there just after I flew the plane around, and you can see how trampled it is. We've got a school, as you can see right over here on the far side, and the kids come out and just trample the heck out of it, you know. First warm day after a big snowfall, and they're having a blast, you know. I had a section of this whole field that was basically untouched up to about 3 or 4 days ago, but it's gotten mucked up. Plus we have like an apartment complex and condo complex peripheral to this field as well, and people take dogs for a walk, kids go sledding, and all sorts of stuff. So the park gets used quite a bit. I'm the only RC flyer that I know of in this area, or the main one anyway. But it's a nice quiet park, and you know, I've got lots of room to fly nice. Normally I would fly a little further away, but I'm trying to keep the plane fairly close so it videos well. I'm hoping that it is showing up decently. There's a nice low pass here. We're just going to bring her around again here. Underside. That's a beauty. Okay, where are we at? 3 minutes? Yeah, I'm going to start to bring her in. I might need to because of this wind. There is a bit of a crosswind coming in, so when I bring this thing in, I might have to do a couple. I like to do a long, slow approach when I'm doing these kind of landings here, so hopefully this thing will cooperate this time without too much wind. There we are, coming around. Yeah, bring her into the wind. And we're at about 40%. This is a nice gentle glide here. I'm hoping I can just drop her down here now. Okay, here we are. Hopefully you get to see this time. Oh! I crossed into the tracks, but you can see how the skis, yeah, I meant to touch her down a little earlier, but you can see how the skis hold this though really well. They skate really nice. I was hoping to go a little bit further over there, but she dropped a little faster. I should have given it some throttle, but anyway, undamaged, you know, just skated over and away we are. And you can see here how the plane's sitting. See, the prop is good. Didn't hit the prop anywhere. I still got lifting surfaces. I'm not going to stress them though with the snow. And we're all good. See? Just blow the snow out and we're good to go. I'm going to do another taxi run just in case this video turned out better than the other one. Just to show you how this plane does taxi in the snow. So you can see here how the plane basically sits in the snow. When it's virgin snow, it rides a little nicer, but it's good. Okay, so here we go. You can see how I can... Okay. There it is.